What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of Under Review, the podcast where we tell you all about your gaming news, pop culture references, and other nerdy stuff. Today I'm joined by Divine Pine and Dracer909, but they'll introduce themselves.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Dracer909. I'm a variety streamer. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Dracer909. I'm a variety streamer. I just love being me. I just love being a goofy old fool. That's why I'm like these two fools as well, because we're all very foolish. But yeah. Lovely to be here.
Hi, I'm Divine Pine. You can catch me on twitch.tv/DivinePine_. Had to add the underscore to, give it some old school clout. Also,
Where's the XX?
I don't have it. I had
Divine Pine
No 69? Like, come on, bro.
nothing. I had to fight the original username of Divine Pine, and just a simple, classic, simplistic underscore was all it for me.
All right. Well, our links are all along the left-hand side of the screen. So if you want to go and check us out, feel free to catch us all there on Twitch or on Twitter. Both our details are along there. But first off today, guys, I wanted to get some opinions on something that happened over the weekend with Supernova Sydney. Dray, I know you were there. I think what we might do is might go with Pine first, and we'll get her opinion of someone who found out about all this drama online, and then we'll cut to Dray, who was there, and he can give us his opinion on what happened.
Reporter on the scene. Reporter on the scene.
Pretty much.
Cut live to Dracer909.
That's it.
Yeah, so Supernova Sydney was took place over the weekend, and pretty much Australia's first big convention in a little bit. Our Supernova is basically America's Comic-Con. We don't have big conventions at all. Supernova is definitely our biggest gathering of nerd culture. And over the weekend, there was a booth there that definitely shouldn't have been there. There was a stall set up that had rising sun flags, swastikas, super fascist statements and everything. And it's very hard to get that stuff actually into any kind of event at all in Australia, especially Supernova, because you have to, when creating your booth and saying what you're going to sell, you have to fully detail everything you're going to sell.
Yeah. Mainly a lot of the Supernova stuff Supernova is one of those events where if you're under a certain age, you can get in for free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more kid-oriented more than something like PAX or RTX, even like Smash or Madfest, which they're more adult, or not adult, but for an older audience more, I would say. So Supernova is like kind of your entry level, you would say.
Yeah, it's definitely broad, whereas other conventions are really specific. Like in Adelaide, you have I think it's Anime Fest or Anime something related, and you have RTX in Sydney. But yeah, Supernova it's everything. There's 6 of them held every year.
Culture. It's pop culture.
Yeah, that's the only way to describe it. I mean, upcoming Perth has been cancelled for this weekend as well.
Tell us what you saw on the ground, Dray.
Okay, so for me, I only went one day. I only went on the Saturday because I cosplayed. I saw some friends. I had a really good time just kind of seeing my old friends. And yeah, the booth that was in, that's been going around Twitter was this booth that was selling all this, Nazi propaganda, rising sun stuff, conservative stuff. And, I looked at the tweet like after the convention, and I didn't even notice it because it just looked like something I wasn't not interested in the slightest. I'm just going to walk past and maybe look at some more anime weeb stuff. That's just what I am.
Yeah, if you weren't looking at it, you weren't interested in it.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I had a great time, saw my friends, and next thing you know, I'm at a bar and I see a tweet going on, like Supernova is trending on Twitter, and I'm like, what's going on? And then everyone's like, people's like, oh, we've taken a photo of this like flag that's, got like a... the symbol, if you know what I'm talking about, and a whole bunch of pro guns and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's not supposed to be there, especially at a very kid-friendly convention. And it was like very sort of, why are you there in the first place? Why are you in like 500 feet of this place? Why are you here? Mm-hmm. But luckily, from the tweets that we've seen and the tweets that have been coming out, the booth was immediately removed. It was like the staff got on it there immediately. Like you could see pictures of the security and staff just wheeling out all of his merch, all of his stuff, just gone. The booth was gone within moments. So good on the staff for getting on that ASAP. Like, top job. Yeah, it was a big controversy over the weekend with Supernova. You know, people are saying boycott Supernova. There's speculation about everything else. Allegedly, there's things going on, but you know, we won't get too deep into that. Yeah, it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of scary because, like, in all honesty, why would somebody who's got that kind of mindset go to something that would go to a pop culture convention? Like that's not your target audience. Like, you would immediately get killed out. Unless you're going for, like, you know, bad publicity is good publicity, but like, you got removed immediately. So why it was there, it beats me. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you know, obviously people are entitled to their beliefs and things like that, but I mean, something like Sydney Supernova, where it is obviously targeted towards family, people who play video games and things like that. I don't know for you, about you guys, but like for me, like even in like something as simple as my streams, like anything political, religious, or otherwise, it's like you're entitled to your opinion, but please just keep it to yourself during a stream. So I would imagine that, like, you know, the organizers of the event would be just like, you know, you are entitled to whatever you believe, but this isn't the place for it.
There are certain, like, boundaries and guidelines, like,
yeah, absolutely. Like, for me, it's just I agree with the organizers removing the booth. That is to say that, you know, they did a good job in moving forward with that, even after a Twitter storm. So
Twitter storm was, as I said, Supernova was top trending on Twitter in Australia, and I went,
it was trending for 2 days on Twitter, like.
So I don't know what their motive was, but it happened. Do I believe Supernova should be boycotted in general? No. Should the person who was in charge? Certainly so, because they probably should have done a better job at checking, you know, what was going on there. Because, you know, your job at these conventions is to, like, go through this kind of stuff. Like, I understand, because there are other booths that, or other people that, other booths that, or companies that weren't allowed because it's more kid friendly. Say, for example, if you go to something like MadFest or say Smash, which is more anime oriented, you'll see a lot more, you know, anime related stuff, including, you know, lewd content, because, you know, it's a part of the pop culture, but you can't have that type of lewd content at something like Supernova, which, you know, is more family oriented. I get that. I honestly get that. But in this case, yo, you're not doing well, bro. You're not doing the best.
Yeah. And I get that. Yeah, I get that Supernova's staff is a lot of it is also volunteers. Still no excuse.
Yeah, it's all volunteers.
But
yeah, it happened. It's in the past, and hopefully it won't happen again. And I think a lot of conventions are going to learn from this.
Fingers crossed.
So moving forward from that one, from one convention to another, E3 obviously was also recent.
Oh, E3. Ooh.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's my favorite time of the year. It's like game of Christmas. You know, you find out about new trailers, new games, things that you haven't heard about. Trailers that don't happen. Games that you haven't heard about in a couple of years. You know, sometimes they come out with a little bit more.
Consoles that come out.
Consoles, you know, all that kind of stuff. So obviously E3. So just wanted to start off by, you know, I guess we'll start off with the big dogs. Xbox, Bethesda. Quite a few games that was, you know, that were revealed or, you know, trailers for, all going to Game Pass.
Yeah, they're really pushing Game Pass now. They're really jumping on the Game Pass bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, for me, look, I feel like Xbox Game Pass is probably one of the best values in gaming. I think you can sign up to Ultimate for $1 for 3 months. And if you don't see value in that, I mean, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah. Oh, like, I guarantee, like, I haven't owned an Xbox since the 360, and, you know, for a long time I went from 360 to PS4 because I'm a bit of a PlayStation nerd, but PC is my main source of gaming. And jumping, you know, missing those games like Forza, Sea of Thieves, Halo, you know, those massive titles I used to play when I was a teenager, and coming here now and saying it's like, oh, Master Chief Collection on PC, Forza Horizon on PC, you know, Sea of Thieves, a game that, you know, looked really cool, but I jumped on and thought, wow, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
all of Game Pass. Like, it's just like Netflix for games, and I'm happy to pay that. Like, and eventually, if I enjoy the game that much, I will buy I'll buy it.
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
So.
I recently resubscribed to Game Pass, you know, paid $1, got 3 months, downloaded 5 games off the rip, 5 games that would be full priced $80, $90 games. I mean, you know, I've just finished Outer Worlds. That was a game that was on my backlog for so long.
I do need to play that at some point. I do need to play Outer Worlds.
It was phenomenal. The Xbox Game Showcase showed, you know, obviously Outer Worlds 2 is in development. So, you know, it was one of those things where I wanted to get it done so that I was ready for the next one.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Outer Worlds, by the way, guys, it has all the vibes of Fallout New Vegas in space. It's really good.
It's Obsidian. It's Obsidian. So it's the same guys who made, you know, the decent Fallout. It's like, don't get me wrong, like Fallout 4 was great, but we won't. 76, we will not speak of.
I've heard the memes. I've seen the memes. I've lived the memes.
Yeah, it's not good. But Game Pass, you know, Outer Worlds, very spicy.
I think Game Pass is genuinely one of the best things. I've had it since maybe June last year. No, I've not bought the Master Chief Collection. I've not bought Sea of Thieves. I have not bought any of the Age of Empire games. But God, do I play them daily? Yeah. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
That's the payoff.
That's 100%, yeah. And yeah, it does upgrade to, you know, like $15 a month. But yeah, I could have bought Sea of Thieves like 4 or 5 times by now. We don't talk about that. We just enjoy it.
It's a cheap.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Moving back to obviously the showcase that was last week, a whole host of new games, you know, revealed and trailers and whatnot. Dray, what was probably your favorite or standout game that you were looking forward to?
Look, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the full E3 press conference. I'll be honest, I completely forgot it was on. But I know, but I've watched some recaps. I know what games are coming out that I'm interested in. You know, I've gotten some details. As the car guy of Under Review, of course, Forza Horizon 5 looks absolutely amazing. You know, I'm so, Mexico, open world, of course, but the cars, you know, the graphics look amazing. I'm just, as someone who plays Forza Horizon for quite a bit as well, it's just nice to see, because they've jumped, you know, from so many different countries, you know, and thinking about Mexico, because everyone in the Forza community, they wanted Japan. A lot of people wanted Japan because, you know, JDM, you know, your Skylines, your Hondas.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, look, I get that, but like, it's
quite a tight-knit sort of country, but people just wanted the mountains of Toge and stuff. But I think Mexico was a fantastic choice, and the graphics, even from some of the gameplay, which I know is, it's obviously scripted. You know, of course I'm skeptical. We should all be skeptical because, you know, we've all had games that have, you know, looked amazing and then come out and you're like, ¿Qué pasa? But
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. We'll discuss that later. But
no way.
We'll discuss. But Horizon, I am very excited for. Battlefield 2042. Oh, can we talk about Battlefield 2042? As someone who's recently gotten back into Battlefield 4, just like knowing those servers are up and just playing those massive maps again, seeing Battlefield 2042 just blows my mind. Like, you know, the graphics, the gameplay, I'm just very keen to get back into those massive lobbies and, you know, just stuff happening around you, you know?
And I mean, you know, with regards to Battlefield 2042, there's the lobbies, the lobby size, right?
Yeah, so it's a 128 player lobby. It's 64 versus 64.
64 v 64. That's pretty big lobbies.
Compared to Battlefield 4, which is 32 versus 32.
So it's double the size.
And they're still massive as it is. You still feel like you're running across like the entire world in that game. Yet now it's going to be maybe 4 times the size. Like 4 times the detail, as Todd Howard would say.
4 times the detail. I literally skipped Battlefield 5 or Battlefield V.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
I played Battlefield 1 because obviously it was different. You're going to, you know, World War 1, a period of time that hasn't really been explored too much within video games. But I mean,
World War 2 that blew up.
Yeah, it's been mainly World War 2 that you know, obviously it's been done to death.
Purely because of the technologies that they had regarding 2 versus 1. And I know Vietnam's been done a lot compared to...
Vietnam's been done a lot. Yeah,
Vietnam's been done a lot in like movies as well. So like, you know, in terms of like saturating the media with certain errors, you know, I'd love to see a game based on like Korea. I feel like that's a forgotten war that's not really given much attention.
Crimea War would be neat.
Crimea, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
By the way, you are talking to someone who studies history and archaeology, so I do apologize.
Yep.
No,
I'm
well,
so
look,
sorry.
war shooters, they take wars from different points in history and time. So this is like perfect because you have that little bit of knowledge. I just like shooty make bang bang. Bang bang gun go bang. I kill someone. It's fantastic, and it's like, oh yes. So this was set in the third period of the war. During this certain time. Like ha ha bang.
The second
Yeah,
part of
Dre's
that is
like,
me,
yeah, that's
like,
some great
the
history
third
there. Let me
battle.
360 no scope you, bro.
Bro, what? You got a default skin? Leave.
Like I don't play a lot of Assassin's Creed games purely because they're so historically inaccurate.
Oh, we have an elitist among us.
That's
We
so
have
bad of me to
elitist.
admit. I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't
Look,
worry.
I'm the
We'll talk about the decline of Ubisoft later.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But another game that I'm excited for to come to the Game Pass. Redfall, anyone?
Redfall. Oh,
So yeah,
What was
it's
Redfall?
basically the way they kind of described it was a very Left 4 Dead vibe, but with vampires. It's
yes.
like an island
Oh, yeah,
town,
yeah.
and they're like it's a shooter kind of game, and they're like, yeah, but vampires.
I have like a robot dog as well, right? As with them.
Yeah. Like
Yes,
and it's
I
coming
remember- I
out
recall
like
the trailer.
a year from now, kind of. They said summer 2022, American summer, not Australian. We wish. But yeah, so that's something I was like, oh yeah, vampires, yeah. Oh,
Post haste.
we'll. I'm so excited. That's probably one thing that was really kind of unexpected, but yeah, keen for. But okay, the whole reason I look forward to the Bethesda showcase every year since 2018.
Is it Todd Howard? It's Todd Howard, isn't it?
Listen, in 2018, we got a teaser trailer that was 36 seconds long.
Oh,
We got a teaser trailer that was 36 seconds
I know what
long.
this is. I know what this is.
And since 2018, we haven't had a whisper. We have had theorists and literal, like, crackhead
You had Matt
energy
Bats?
just trying to figure out what the next Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be. Everyone's like, it's High Rock. It's blah, 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 scrappa-doopity-whop. We've had nothing for 3 whole goddamn mother frickety fracking years, and we still nothing. I got up at 3 a.m.
Welcome to anime. Welcome to anime. Oh, you like the first season? Yeah, it ain't coming back.
Don't do this to me.
Yes. Is now the time to tell you that Elder Scrolls 6 was cancelled?
I'm not gonna lie, I was hovering over the disconnect button.
I'm sure you were.
My thing is, okay, so there has never, like, in the Elder Scrolls everything, Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, there has 10 years has passed since Skyrim, right? 10 whole real life years have
Every platform.
passed.
In the last 10 years, by the way.
I have bought Skyrim 3 times now. I've bought it 3 times.
It's literally the meme of the gaming world.
Sorry.
Like, you're not a
Including Game
platform.
Pass? 9.
You're not a platform unless Skyrim's come out on you. Let's be honest.
This feels like GTA 5 all over again.
Pretty much. They released it on PS5. They released it on Switch. They've put it on Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 3, 4, 5, PC, everything. Stadia. If you have it on PC and you activate it on one Steam account, you can't activate it on another Steam account. That's why I've got it on Game Pass. Like, 9 times. I have 9 different Skyrim games, including different versions that aren't the special edition.
This is how Bethesda have made their money through Divine Pine alone.
They have literally
This is how they
saturated the
funded
market.
most of their games. This is how they can, partner with Xbox.
It's me. I probably still have all the cases somewhere. And then I have the Elder Scrolls Anthology behind me on my shelf. All 5 Elder Scrolls games just sitting there, mocking me.
And then there's like the other spectrum, like, yeah, fantasy's not real my kind of cup of tea. I like Skyrim. Skyrim's fantastic, but I like the modern sort of, like futuristic sort of stuff. I'm the complete opposite. That's why whenever I see anything futuristic, I'm like, yes, yes,
I'm just
Yeah?
like Bethesda.
give me. This is why you have your Skyrim and I have Fallout. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Any other games we're all looking forward to? Death, what about you? What about you? We haven't asked you.
Mate, for me, I think Stalker 2 probably the game for me. You know, set in like a post-apocalyptic Russian landscape. I mean, you know, I'm an Escape from Tarkov player, you know, and Stalker speaks to me. It's the single player campaign to Tarkov that Tarkov doesn't have. And so, like, you know, I watched the trailer for it. Super keen to see that one come out. Lots of interesting things. Like there's the supernatural mixed in with the crafting elements and all that kind of stuff. So I'm keen for that one to come out. But yeah, I mean, Halo Infinite does look interesting. I am considering making a conscious effort to play Halo. So you know, it does look good. Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, obviously, as you spoke about, Dray, looks amazing.
Oh, I cannot wait. Just the game. I cannot I cannot express how much that game looks so nice to me. And you know, we getting drop tops, boys. We can have convertibles. Yeah, we've been wanting that for a while now. We want to put our fucking tops down where we're driving through the fucking streets of Mexico. I'm like, I don't know, just seeing the landscape itself, the fact that they're using like 12K textures and photorealistic sort of photo scans of everything. I remember because I showed my dad the trailer for Horizon 5 and he's like, is that a real picture? He was actually saying like, is that a photo? I'm like, no, that's an actual game. And he goes, what? Then I'm actually quite impressed. The cover car, they have the Project One, I think
the Mercedes.
Yeah, the AMG. That thing looks so good. You know, and they have a new like battle arena sort of style, like a workshop where you can make these kind of crazy things, which, you know, it's definitely not the Forza style, but that was sort of its thing once in Horizon 3 when they had the Hot Wheels expansion, which I really liked. Horizon 4 had Lego.
Rocket League?
No, sort of like building arenas and like sort of physics and stuff like that. So it's more like
a playground, like a sandbox.
Yeah, like a playground.
Okay, cool.
Like sort of like Trackmania in a bit, if you know what that is.
Okay, you are explaining to someone who doesn't even have her learner's permit, so
I am the car guy. I'm the car guy. But yeah. So it's like a big sandbox where you can kind of create cool, wacky sort of, you know, games and
tracks
stuff like that.
And things.
So, yeah,
okay.
tracks. Yeah, so it's kind of cool for people to create their own little things, which I feel like Horizon is like the middle ground for a lot of race car fans. It looks really good. I'm very excited. Anything else we're all looking forward to?
Yes, there are quite a few, honestly. So I've started playing Rainbow Six Siege recently.
I gotta get back into it. I gotta get back into Siege.
Join me. I'm so bad at the game. I was playing with the boys the other night. I think I told you this story. The boys.
The boys.
I am still getting used to all the controls because I have been a console player my entire life up until about a year ago when
Rico, really?
Yeah, till I built my PC.
Oh,
and learning FPS games has been horrific.
It's a different world.
You know how many buttons are on this?
At least 2.
Well, you're both right.
All you need is W and left click, though.
That's all you need.
You guys are not wrong. But in Siege, there are like other buttons, and you have other things depending on the operator. Yeah. So Ubisoft, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've been called out for both ways.
And however you like.
Yeah,
Ubisoft. I agree. No, Ubisoft are bringing out a new Rainbow Six game as well.
Yes. Here we go.
I don't know if it'll stack up to I don't know if it'll stack up to Siege.
No, it won't. I don't think it will. It's gonna be a cool game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of the reason why people like Siege is because it's that realism and that competitiveness. It's like if they made Counter-Strike into a zombie survival game. Like, there'll be people who love it, but it's going to lose a lot of that core audience, which is competitive gaming.
Honestly, I feel like not many people are going to pick this up. Honestly.
I liked Extraction before.
Right? They made a trailer for this as like an expansion before, right? Then they delayed it because of COVID. 2, they're releasing it as a full $80 title.
No.
It's not a DLC. It's
They
a
are
full,
releasing
it's
it as
own
a
game.
full title. Are you shitting me? Right? Honestly, are you shitting me? You're going to release what was going to be an expansion as a full title, right?
I know.
2 or 3. Well, I don't know what point I'm up to, but 3, right?
17.
3, right? They're using the same old ass tired engine, the same old ass like assets. There's no new reload animations. There's nothing new about it. It's literally something that they made in the background. They finally finished it and gone, you know what? Let's just release it as a full price game.
Well, it's that
It's
alien.
dumb.
People-
It's dumb.
Let's add some extra species to see what happens. Like,
Oh, honestly.
Like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I liked the extraction game mode. I really enjoyed it. Like, it was a nice mix up because I like zombies. I like survival. I like that sort of apocalyptic sort of play. But as a full game with nothing really much, I wouldn't pay more than $30 for it personally. I would not pay more than $30.
I wouldn't pay more than
Yeah.
15 Australian,
Australian.
right?
so that's actually $10 American.
Yeah.
Like
Know
literally,
your worth, sweetie.
right?
Know your word.
Ubisoft Forward was the Ubisoft event for E3, right? And this
here we go. We're getting it.
this is me, the decline of Ubisoft, right? I've played Ubisoft games for 20 years, right? For almost as long as I've been playing video games, I've been playing Ubisoft titles, Assassin's Creeds, Tom Clancy games, all of them. I've been playing them, right? I've played like Ubisoft games from as far as I can remember. I looked at what they're coming out with from Ubisoft Forward, and I have a page open in front of me. Rainbow Six Extraction. Yeah, cool. Like an expansion that's being released as a full game. Right.
Yeah.
So Rainbow Six Extraction, Mario plus Rabbids, right? Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla's Road Ahead was unveiled, a new Just Dance game, a couple of new smaller games. I think the best looking game they had on there was about riding a mountain bike down a hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had another one though.
Right.
I'm boarding right.
No, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Was that Ubisoft or Capcom? I thought-
That's under the Ubisoft thing on the page that I've got up.
Or was it? I don't. Oh, really? I don't know who's doing what these days.
Everyone, Google quick.
At the same time, I'm not too interested in the Avatar game. Like, it looks cool, but it's just not my cup of tea.
My
Like,
point being, right? The Mario game looked good because guess what? Nintendo's not going to release a shit Mario game. That's not what Nintendo does, right?
this is true. This is
Right? Nintendo will not let Mario, who is like an icon of the gaming industry, be ever made to look bad, right?
is
You're
the
right.
biggest Italian stereotype in the world.
Yes.
Who violates human rights?
It kills mushrooms.
It's
I don't
me.
care.
Mario.
Far Cry 6. Another Far
It's
Cry
another
game.
Far
I'm
Cry
kind of
game.
interested in it, but we'll see how it goes. Just Dance. I mean, this rig wasn't made for dancing. But the fact of the matter is, right? The fact of the matter is Ubisoft has control of the Tom Clancy rights. Okay, there is a lot of IP that is associated with Tom Clancy, and for me, this is like something I'm pretty passionate about because, like, all those Tom Clancy games, like Tom Clancy's Hawks, we're talking like Splinter
Back on
Cell.
PS3 days.
Yeah,
Wow.
like Hawks,
Old
Splinter Cell, like Division, like all these titles
Blacklist.
that are associated with the Tom Clancy brand, right? It's like Ubisoft is sticking a knife in his old dead corpse and just twisting it around going, "F you, Tom. We're f***ing with your shit," right?
It's like Rare all over again.
Yeah.
Honestly. And so, like, for me, they've got one of the
It's,
best...
You have passion for it, man. You have
They've got
passion
one of
for
the
it.
best characters and backstories and established laws in Splinter Cell, right? But what have they done? They've relegated Sam Fisher to being like an add-on for Ghost Recon, right? Ghost Recon's
much
now
it.
turned into an open world like game. That's not what Ghost Recon was.
What was the last one they made? Was it Wildlands?
Breakpoint.
Breakpoint's the most
Break-
recent
no.
one.
Oh yeah,
2019.
Breakpoint was. Yeah.
One prior to that was Wildlands, but like I'm talking like going back to like Future Soldier, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. That was Ghost Recon.
I remember talking to my dad a couple of years ago going, do you remember these games? One of them was called Tom Clancy something. And dad went, oh yeah, which one? And then I Googled Tom Clancy and saw that there were like 15 or 16
million
titles
games, yeah.
and went, oh.
There is literally
yeah.
a huge like library of Tom Clancy games, and Ubisoft have relegated a lot of them to the scrap heap. The ones that they do have at the moment, like Division 2, I've put a lot of hours in Division 2. I enjoyed it.
That game looked interesting. I never got on that bandwagon, but it looks so interesting.
Player base is kind of deadish, if I'm honest.
It's a shame. That's the bad thing about modern games these days. Like, if you want to go back and play a multiplayer game from like 2013, the player base is dead, which is so sad because that's what some of the games were known for.
Rainbow Six, right? I'm going back to like Rainbow Six Vegas from Vegas 2 days, right? That was a Rainbow Six Vegas. That was a Rainbow Six game for me. Hey,
was that Xbox? Original Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, 360.
Oh, was it 360?
Yeah, 360.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like that to me is what a Tom Clancy game is. Like it's Rainbow Six Vegas, Vegas 2, Ghost Recon games, how they were originally. Like back in the day when Captain Mitchell wasn't an NPC. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was the main character in Ghost Recon, you know what I mean? So it's like that kind of thing. And it's just, I've seen a slow and steady decline over the last 10 to 15 years of like, you know, just games from Ubisoft not being produced at the standard that I would expect them to be at. There's other things like Beyond Good and Evil 2. You know, we got a trailer for it 3 years ago. 2018 was when the trailer came out, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'll fact check this afterwards, but I'm pretty sure it was 2018. We got like a really amazing trailer and nothing. We've heard nothing. Another game, Skull and Bones, right? Trailer came out around the Assassin's Creed Black Flag era, like when pirates and like the whole boat gameplay was popular, right? It was supposed to be the game that was like, it was the more serious Sea of Thieves, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right? And nothing. You know, if anything, you go to the Ubisoft website, you can sign up for the beta.
We'll never release.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Another actually really good example for me was well, not the games that are missing, but the games that have just declined rapidly was The Crew. Because obviously being the racing nerd, I played The Crew a lot on PC. You know, I played multiplayer with my mates for hours. You know, I loved how, you know, you could use the same car to go between like a street style, a race style, an off-road, a race style, and it was fantastic. I loved the customization of it. You know, you would literally drive across America. That's like fantastic. And then what did The Crew do? Yeah, let's add planes, boats, bikes, and yeah, let's make the whole thing about influencers. And we're like, what?
Bruh.
I don't want to be a TikTok influencer. I want to drive fast cars across America and run against the police. That's all I want to do. And yeah, that game plummeted hard. So I don't know what is going on over there, because there are a lot of Ubisoft games that because look, I didn't really play a lot of Assassin's Creed because a lot of the old, the older timelines didn't, as I said, didn't really interest me. But I played Assassin's Creed 2, and I fell in love with that game. I loved Assassin's Creed 2, and I could probably to this day go back and replay that and still have a fantastic time. I need to give Black Flag a chance. I really need to give Black Flag a chance. But yeah, as Death was saying, like a lot of Ubisoft games, you think of it, and it's just what's got, like, I know it's probably money grab, but another dumb decision: crossplay with Siege. Why would you do Stadia and Luma, whatever it's called? Why would you not do, like, I don't know, what is it? Is Rainbow Six Siege already like cross-platform on other consoles at the moment? Or is it just...
don't know, but I think crossplay for any kind of first-person shooter. Best example, the most recent Call of Duty.
Yeah, Cold War. Cold War's fantastic.
Stupid. Well. Crossplay.
Oh no, you're right.
I'm saying crossplay. PC versus console, there is no difference. PC will win every time, no matter what. Because same. I literally built Gilda, and seeing the difference, like playing on my PlayStation versus my PC, it is a whole different ball game. I even see it playing Dead by Daylight. It's so different. And then if you're going into Call of Duty and you literally have a literal beast of a machine versus this tiny tinny console that you can throw out the window and takes off like smack my mic, paper plane. There's nothing. There's always going to be a delay because it's going to be hosted on PC servers. Step one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, And then step 2, you're always going to get people that are going to rage because they're going, oh my gosh, it's cross-platform. Step 3, you're always going to see streamers and YouTubers make content about how cross-platform shouldn't be a thing. Or if it is a thing, it should only be between the consoles. So Stadia, PlayStation, and Xbox. That's my belief, because PC cannot hold a candle to it if you're on a console. There's no chance.
I do agree in like the difference between console and PC, but I digress. I feel like when I played Cold War with friends, it's nice to finally have a game where I can play with my friends and I don't have to buy another console. So, for example, when I play Cold War, I have PC, I have mates who have PlayStation and Xbox, and I know people who absolutely slay on Xbox and away, and and I'm on PC. It's just nice to have the comfort of not having to buy another console just so you can play with your other mates, because mainly for me, playing with friends is a really integral part of playing online multiplayer games. But what I was trying to get at with Siege was, why would you cross-platform with Stadia and Lumia? Stadia is dead. I don't care who you are, Stadia is dead. It will always be dead. It never took off. And why would you cross-platform with them? You have 2 perfectly good big consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, 2 of the biggest giants in gaming today, and you're going with Stadia? What is...
You know what? When I'm on American servers for Dead by Daylight, I come across a lot of Stadia players. I don't know what it is. Stadia sales in America must be skyrocketing or some shit, because no one can get a PlayStation 5.
They're trying to justify them buying a Stadia. It's like the people who bought an Ouya years ago, like, my Ouya's fantastic, what are you talking about?
Or people who bought a Game Boy Micro and they're like, oh, this is fucking great, this is so good.
Or their grandparents bought it for them.
One eyeball.
Oh, Sonny, I went and got you a console. They said it was one of the more popular ones out there. Here you go, it's a Google Stadia.
And you're like, but we don't have any internet.
And you're like, thanks, Grandma.
Got to get on the bike to power the internet.
Especially here in Australia, like Stadia, you're pretty much useless in half the bloody country.
It's like having a Tesla out rural. It's so fucking dumb. There is no charging station at that porta potty, ma'am. Go home.
Yeah,
she can't.
As you were
she's
saying,
out of battery.
I know, she's gone. But yeah, as you were saying, Ubisoft, I don't know what's going on there. Like they have made some fantastic games. Like Valhalla, I have heard is absolutely phenomenal. I've heard it is fantastic. I've heard it is really, really good from friends.
I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't be so angry about it if I didn't care about it. A lot of other gamers out there have played those Tom Clancy games over the years. We're pissed, Yeah. We expect better.
Well, of course. Well, it's like
without trying to sound entitled.
It's our opinion. It's our opinion. We have the right to say our opinion. And this is this is just what we think. If you have a different opinion, let us know. We like different opinions, and we try to keep it, comment section below. God, I can't believe that.
Or tweet us, because we'll have a Twitter by then.
Exactly. But
now.
Yeah.
This is just how we think, because us playing games, we all have different experiences and just what we think, and luckily we agree, and some things we disagree on. But as we were saying, it's more just, for me, I understand your pain with Ubisoft. It was me with EA and Need for Speed for a very long time. Just seeing this franchise that a lot of people loved get absolutely demolished because of microtransactions and stories that weren't written properly, and mechanics that were bad, and just until recently the Need for Speed Heats game was really a good, nice, refreshing game after a long time. Felt like an older game.
All right, well, why don't we wrap it up here? Thank you everyone who's stayed with us this far. I've been Death0, this is Divine Pine and Drace909. We do stream on Twitch at varying times through the week. Feel free to check us out over there. Also, feel free to check us out on Twitter. But until next time, I've been Death0.
I've been Drace909.
I'm Divine Pine. Thanks for being here, dudes.
This is Under Review. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.